So let's start on our backs. And please let me know if you can't hear me. I think we've figured out that as long as my left ear is facing the computer, you can hear me. Uh-oh, somebody just chatted me up here. Low and slow. Okay, you like the idea, low and slow. All right, me too. So let's lie down on our backs. I'll remind you that when you're on your back, if your chin points towards the ceiling, you need to put a little something underneath your head. You need to let your chin and your forehead be about on the same level, which I know is hard to know because you're not looking at yourself. But if you feel like you're resting like this with your chin a little higher, I think we can all tell that. You've hyperextended your neck, put something underneath your head so that your chin and your forehead become even with each other again. So we'll find our way into Shavasana if you're comfortable enough being here, and if not, bend your knees and allow yourself to be in constructive rest pose. We're going to let the arms come out beside us, palms are turned up. So no matter where you are, your palms are turned up. There's a lot of sensory stuff going on in the palms of your hands. So if your palms are down, your brain is working a little bit harder. So we want our brain to be able to relax with the rest of our body as best we can. So let your whole back body sink into the earth. Let your whole body become heavy on the earth. Imagine for a moment your skeleton and think about your skeleton and what that looks like in your mind's eye. And let your bones be heavy. So your bones are sinking down and the muscles that are attached to the bones are sinking down. Your skin is relaxing. Your organs are softening. And you feel every part of the earth underneath you. You feel where your feet are touching, where your hips are touching, where your back is touching, where your arms touch, where your hands touch, your head. And become very aware of each one of the places where your body touches the floor. And then let yourself go again. And notice that there's usually another little layer of tension that you're holding. Maybe you can let go again. Now become aware of your breath. Now that we've attached ourselves to the earth in a mindful way, we're going to follow the breath. Trace it as it moves in through your nose, where it goes after that, all the way down into the torso. Feel the belly rise and fall. So rising on the in-breath, falling on the out-breath. Be an observer of your breath, a curious observer of your breath, like you've never really paid attention to your breath before. How does the breath feel as it's flowing through your body? What is the sensation of breath? Being curious about the breath allows us to put all of our attention and focus on it, and before we know it, we've landed in the present moment. And from here, let's create an intention. We're going to let that flow in, and we'll let that flow out. And then let's start to wiggle our fingers and our toes. And we're going to lift up our feet and our legs, and we're going to swim through the air all around us. So it doesn't have to just be above you. Swim in the air around you, to the side of you, over your head. Swim in that air. Let all of your joints move. Let them be free. So ankles, wrists, fingers, toes, knees, hips, elbows, shoulders. We can even let our head turn side to side. Gracefully swimming through all of this beautiful air all around you. And then let's pull our knees into our chest. Give yourself a squeeze, and we'll start our gentle rocking from side to side. So we're low and slow today, so we're taking our time. We're moving mindfully side to side, being aware of sensation. Of course, if anything hurts that we do, you don't do it. You just move on, or you wait in child's pose or somewhere until we change what we're doing, and you can join us again. Let's put our hands on our knees and do some circles. Mindfully feel your elbows bending and unbending. Little observations that we really don't take the time to make when we're rushing through our lives. Let's circle the other direction. And then we're going to put our feet back on the floor. Let's let our arms come out over our chest and take hold of one elbow in each hand. So I've got my upper arm now perpendicular to the floor. So there's space between my arms and my chest. I'm going to let my knees drop to the left, and I'm going to let my arms rock over to the right. So back and forth, we'll inhale through the middle and exhale side to side. So make this into your own little vinyasa. If you want to turn your head in the direction that feels most appropriate. So either follow your elbows or follow your knees. And we'll start to get those first little stretches a little bit more intense through the back, through the shoulders. Let's go one more time, each side. And then we're going to put our feet back into constructive rest, feet and legs, so knees are dropping together, feet are wide. We're going to interlace our fingers now and bring our hands behind our head. So at first, some of you might have elbows that are looking more like this, that are kind of pointing up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders as much as you can to let your elbows drop down. Some of you have elbows that just drop right down to the floor. There's no right or wrong here, it's just the way you're made. So just get as relaxed as possible as you can across the chest. And then we're going to lift the head off the floor. So I'm going to try to keep my arms a little bit wide here. Some of you might be looking more like this as you look at your feet. Don't work too hard. Well, work as hard as you want to work. You can work here so that your abdominals get involved, or you can just lift your head with your arms so your abdominals aren't really involved that much at all. Relax your jaw. And then let's put the head back on the floor. If you're comfortable here with your hands still behind your head, stay here. If your elbows will drop to the floor, drop them to the floor. And let's let the knees go wide in the opposite direction. So we bring the soles of the feet together into bound angle pose. Relax the knees, relax the hip creases, relax the arms, relax the shoulders. We're not working very hard here. But because we have someone on our staff now called Gravity, we don't have to work that hard because gravity's doing it for us. Isn't it nice to have a staff? Big breaths into the belly, the ribs, the chest. And then let's slowly draw the knees back together and straighten out the legs. Let's release the arms and let them stretch up overhead. And let's give ourselves a big stretch in both directions. So we're pointing our toes. We're reaching out through our fingers. We're feeling that big stretch, tip to toe. Oh, get a little taller, get a little longer. Reach, 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 reach. Take a breath and then relax. Woo! Let go of all the tension in your body. Let your hands curl. Let your fingers curl. Notice what that feels like. And then let's walk the feet over to the left side of your mat. So my hips are flat. I haven't moved my hips, just my legs and feet. And then same thing with my arms. So we're doing our moon pose here, supine moon. So sliding my shoulders and my arms over. I'm going to take hold of my right wrist with my left hand just to give me a little bit of extra stretch on that side. You don't have to do that. You could also cross your right ankle over your left thigh. I wouldn't advise that if you've had a hip replacement. It's a lot of pressure on the femur. Big stretch through the right side. The whole back body is flat on the floor. Big breaths. Let's release the wrist, uncross the ankle if your ankles are crossed, and we're going to slide the other way. So legs slide, feet slide, shoulders slide, arms slide. I've made this little nice half moon shape on the floor. I'm going to take hold of my left wrist, give it a tug with my right hand. Maybe crossing left ankle over right, but that's a big stretch. Whoo! Sink into the earth just like we did before. Let all of the tension leave your body. Breathe into the left side of your body. Appreciate the left side of your body. And then let's walk back through the middle. We're going to bend the knees, hug the knees again, so create some space there in your low back. Little rock if you need it. I'm going to do a baby rock here. And then let your arms slide out to T and release your knees over to the left. Let your feet drop to the floor. And we have our first twist. Shoulders melt onto the floor. Let your right shoulder melt onto the floor. Left one's easy. Right shoulder, a little more challenging. You can turn your head in any direction you want. Little extra stretch if you turn it to the right. And then let's inhale the knees one at a time through the middle and over to the right side they go. Now melting the left shoulder to the earth. Because I care more about where my shoulders are than my legs are, I'm going to think about shoulders first. That's the foundation of your twist. Set your nice firm foundation. Breathe. And then since we have our legs turned to the right, let's just let our whole body come to fetal position on the right side. And we're going to push ourselves up to seated using our hands. And I got to do a big turnaround here. All right, let's cross the legs. across without stacking. Let's do our big rotation. I hope low and slow is working for you so far. I find a low and slow theme to be incredibly relaxing. I feel like finally I'm not rushing through my life, through my day. Take your time, slow it down a little bit more. Like if someone was filming you, they would think that you were going in slow motion. Let's circle the other direction. Notice when you go slowly, you can really pay attention to where you're feeling sensation in your body. Feel your low back, feel your hips. How about your shoulders? What do you feel there? Let's go around one more time. Then we're going to come all the way up and we're going to find our nice long spine. Now, if you want to sit on a pillow at this point, we're going to be sitting here for a couple minutes. So if you want to sit on your pillow or blanket, feel free. Let's move to the neck. Let's turn the head side to side with the chin level to the floor. So back of the neck stays long. I'm going to look over one shoulder and then the other, and I'm going to let my eyes, the muscles around my eyes and my eyeballs start to get involved a little bit more. So look over your shoulder, turn your head that way, but then really let your eyeballs look over there. Like you could look a little bit further over your shoulder than you thought. We'll do this one more time on each side. And then we'll bring the head to center, look up without moving your head. Look up. Like look for that cobweb on the ceiling, right? Look up with your eyeballs only. And then look down with your eyeballs only. Feel like your eyeballs are working a little bit harder than they usually do. Now, without moving your head, look to the center and then to the right. Without moving your head, keep your jaw quiet. I don't mean to stop talking if you're talking to yourself over there, but just relax your jaw. Head through the center. Look over to the left. Use your eyeballs. And then we'll look to the center again. Rub your hands together. Get them nice and warm. And place them over. The palms of your hands are over your eyes now. We're palming our eyes. Let our eyes just relax, soften. Get really soft now. They're not working at all anymore. They're just in their dark little cave. And then let's release. Make a circle now with the tip of your nose. I don't know, if you're like me, you can hear your neck going snap, crackle, pop. Remember that Rice Krispies? Snap, crackle, pop goes my neck as I circle. An observation. Let's circle the other way and see what happens. Can you keep your jaw relaxed when you're doing this, when you're concentrating on something? And then let's take our little gentle fingertips and we're going to tap all over our face. From the top of our head, so that's reminding your scalp and all of the follicles that hold your hair on your head to relax. And then your forehead, where we spend so much time scrunching and worrying. We're going to relax that. Little tap, tap, tap. And then around your eyes that we're just working. And we're going to tap, tap, tap. And around your nose. Oh, that nose, and then the mouth. Oh, those little muscles, they work so hard. And then into your jaw. Tap, tap, tap. Your cheekbones, those beautiful cheekbones. And the temples. Relax, relax, relax. How about behind your ears? There's a big muscle that comes back behind your ears, goes all the way down to your collarbone. It's a tight one for me. And then right along the jawline. And then let's just tap at the sternum a little bit. Kind of do all my fingers together when I'm doing this one. And tap through your chest. And wake up all the little structures of your body that live in that area of your body. And then relax and observe. Let's lift the shoulders up to the ears, roll them back. We'll do this a couple of times with our shoulders working together as a unit. And then we're going to change. So one goes back and then the other. One goes back and then the other. And then you can really observe, which one of my shoulders likes to move? And which one likes to stay where it is? Do you feel a difference? And then let's play the piano or the organ or the guitar, whatever you want to play. Just get your fingers moving. And then let's relax and change the cross of the legs. If you need to do a little tapping in the middle, then do that, and then change the way your legs are crossed. We're going to put our hands on our knees, take a breath. As we exhale, let's round into cat stretch. We'll do our seated cat-cow, chin to chest. We really haven't moved the spine a whole lot yet. So now we get flexion and extension of the spine in the last directions that we have not yet moved. So, we've checked it all the little boxes. Back and forth we go. Follow your breath. You don't have to be going the same pace as me. Follow your breath. Relax your shoulders. We're going to take two more. And then we're going to straighten ourselves back up again and frame our right knee. So we're going to do the same thing we just did, cat-cow, but we're going to call it dolphin dives. We're going to imagine that we're a dolphin, and we're going to take a breath in while we've got our head up above the water. And then as we exhale, we're going to dive down. Press back through the shoulders. Inhale, you come up out of your watery home and take a breath. And then exhale. Let's do a few more. Relax your jaw, let your teeth move away from each other. Upper teeth, lower teeth. Take one more breath in. And then let's sit up nice and tall, and we're going to frame the left knee. Same thing, we did about 5 or 6 breaths on the other side, so we'll do the same thing. Take your breath while you're above the water. Exhale, round it. And then keep going. See if you can keep especially your right hip here planted on the ground so that you move into your low back when you're doing this too. Do two more. Take two more breaths in, two more breaths out. And then we're going to come back to the middle. All right, we've got our legs crossed. We're still sitting cross-legged, hopefully. Some of you have your legs straight, I know, and that's fine. Actually, let's all straighten out our legs for just a second, and let's do a tap, because we've been sitting there for a little while, and we're circling the ankles. And we'll circle the other way. And then let's take some space between our legs. You can stay on your blanket or pillow here. If you're sitting on one, it'll still work. And we're going to bend the right leg. So we're coming to head and knee pose. So we're going to turn towards the outstretched leg. Whenever I'm doing this, that means I'm looking for my sitting bones. It's kind of like the way I do it. I can kind of flop around there until I find where I'm going. So I'm looking for my sitting bones. I'm going to ground into my sitting bones. I'm looking at my outstretched leg. We're about to go into a forward fold. Forward folds are very relaxing for our body and cooling. If your hamstrings are tight, feel free to bend your knee and or use a pillow, right? How comfortable is that? I'm going to get my little pillow stuffed under there. I'm going to keep it under there. And I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to think about my hip creases. I'm lengthening up through the crown of my head. I'm going to keep my spine neutral and exhale, lengthen over my leg. So for me, the visual is I look for my collarbones and my toes to be looking for each other like they have magnets that are attracted. And that keeps me neutral and long over my leg. Some of you reach for toes, some of you have a strap, some of you are just going to let your hands go to the floor. Whatever you want. You can flex your foot, you can relax it. Let's breathe. And then we'll inhale our way up. Nice long neutral spine. Hasn't changed. Exhale. Let's do a little rotation to the right. Also, twists and forward folds. Those are the relaxing postures for our body, for our spirit. Relax your shoulders. Let your head turn. If you want your eyeballs to work a little harder, feel free. Breathe. And then while we're here, let's just release a little bit of that rotation. So we're not working so hard, but we're looking out over this bent knee. I'm going to reach my left hand for my left foot. I still have this nice comfy pillow under here. Here it's making everything better for me. And I'm going to line my shoulders up, one on top of the other. Let's lift up the right arm. Take a breath. And then as we exhale, the right arm is heading towards the left foot as well. I'm not going to get anywhere near my foot, but some people can. Let's take the lateral bend, because that's really what we're after. And then let's release the stretch, keeping the spine long all the way. All right, let's go to the other side. I'm going to ditch my pillow on this side. So we're going to fold the left leg, right leg is straight. You can soften your knee, you can have your pillow, it can be straight. You can flex, you can relax. Oh my gosh, there's so many options. Find your sitting bones. Look at your outstretched leg. Remember, your collarbones have magnets in them and your toes have magnets in them. And here we go. We're hinging from the hip creases. That's going to help me keep my heart lifted. And then when I feel like I'm about to lose that nice elongated spine, I'm going to stop. Do I want to hold my foot? Maybe. Does it matter? No. So put your arms where your arms are happy. Relax your shoulders, neck, and face. Big breaths. And then let's release and come all the way back up. Well, I still have my same neutral spine. I'm going to take a breath and exhale into the twist because I know my nervous system loves it. Keep your chin level to the floor. Keep your jaw soft. Let your eyeballs work as hard as you want your eyeballs to work. And then let's unwind just enough to release some of the tension from the twist. I'm looking out over my left knee. I'm going to reach my right hand for my right foot. Of course, I want my shoulders to stack on top of my leg. I'm going to lift up my left arm, take a breath. And then I'm going to start my very slow and mindful journey out over my right leg. I'm going to put my attention on the left side of my body. I'm going to drop into my left sitting bone. I'm going to enjoy that beautiful stretch coming up the left side of my body. And then let's release on an in-breath so we're sitting up nice and tall again. Let's cross our legs again, but let's put this leg, the left leg, in front. So we're going to do that and fold right over both legs into our forward fold. Hands, forearms, forehead. Remember, if you're trying to keep your spine neutral, I know there's a lot of you out there with osteoporosis, drop into your sitting bones and don't go so far. Don't round your back. Keep your spine neutral. You'll still get a stretch in your hips. Let's release the stretch. And let's change the cross of the legs. So now your right leg is in front. For some of you, that's the weird side. For me, that's the weird side. And we're going to come to our forward fold, keeping our spine neutral. I'm going to keep my neck neutral too, so I'm going to look down. I always have to concentrate on relaxing my face. So I'll remind you as well, maybe you're one like me that clenches in many situations. And then let's release the stretch. We'll straighten out our legs again. So we're going to stir the pot, one of my very favorite things to do. This would also be a place, if your hamstrings are a little tighter and you know you like to bend your knees here, sticking a pillow under there is super comfortable. Keeps your knees bent. You don't have to work. Let's take hold of our big spoon. Circle it around. Stir your pot of definitely gazpacho today. No hot soup for me. Thank you. Breathe the way it feels appropriate to breathe. For me, it feels like an exhalation when I'm here and an inhalation when I'm here. Let's circle the other way. Now let's come all the way back up, and we're going to reach one arm up, reach it up with a little side bend, just a baby side bend. Up. Practicing getting our shoulders and arms up over our head. And then let's interlace our fingers and press our palms out and away. Oh, our hard-working hands. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Now let's lift them up. Slowly lift the arms up again, overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Press through the fingers. And then let's float our hands to the floor. And let your right ear drop down towards your right shoulder. Float your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Soften your mouth. Turn your head to look at your shoulder. So just a little rotation there. If you're holding any tension in your feet, your ankles, let that go. And then we're going to turn the head back out again. Lift your head up to center. Take a breath. And then exhale. And let your left ear drop down. Breathe. Keep the spine long. We're going to turn the head to look at the left shoulder. And then let's look back out again. And lift your head to center. I'm going to move my pillow out of here. Let's just cross the right leg over the left thigh. And let's just take our fist, left fist, and little taps on the bottom of the foot. Because we didn't stand up today, our feet didn't get much attention. So we'll wake up our feet a little bit here. And then let's take our open hand. I'm holding my foot, the top of my foot with my right hand, and I'm going to fold my toes over. So I'm going to stretch my toes right over towards the top of my foot. Give them a nice stretch so they don't think that we forgot all about them today. And then let's do, I find it easier to kind of look at the bottom of my foot now because I'm going to pull my toes and squeeze. So we're going to start with the little baby toe, pull and squeeze the fourth toe, pull and squeeze the third toe, pull and squeeze the second toe, and then give your big toe a big full pull and squeeze. And then we're going to go to the other foot. So I'm going to cross my left foot over my right thigh. Hopefully most of you can do that. If not, there's always ways to get it a little bit closer. That's what your props are for. We're going to make a right hand fist, and the gentle taps all over the bottoms of your feet. Those beautiful feet are intelligent feet. They know exactly how to move you through all those things like sand and rocks and grass and carpeting and all the things that we walk on, hopefully barefoot. And then let's roll the toes towards the top of the foot and roll and roll and roll. And then we're going to look at the bottom of our foot a little bit more. Squeeze the fifth toe, pull it. The fourth toe, squeeze and pull. The third toe, squeeze and pull. You might feel a little sensitivity in your toes. Second toe, squeeze and pull. Big toe. This is where all of our sinuses are in our toes, eyes, ears, all the things that are up here are located. The pressure points for those things are in our toes. All right, let's stretch out. Just feel the bottoms of your feet. I feel a buzz every time I do that. I feel that nice little buzz. My feet are awake. Let's go to our backs again. All right, I'm not going to have you use your abdominals today because we're hot. So we're just going to get to our backs. Get comfortable again. Pull your knees to your chest. Say, yep, here I am again, one of my very favorite places, on my back doing yoga. And then we're going to put the right foot on the floor and cross the left leg over it. Pick your right foot up again, pass your left hand through the space. There it is. It comes out the other side. And both hands join around the shin. Right shin or under. I've seen many people do it like this with the legs straight. That's fine too. A little more effort. Relax your shoulders back to the earth. Breathe. Your whole body is melting into the floor. Soft, soft, soft. And we'll release the stretch. Put the right foot on the floor, cross the left leg all the way over, arms sliding out to T. Let's twist. So knees to the right they go. The crossover makes this pretty intense. So if it's too intense, then you uncross your legs. You get to choose how much sensation you want. Remember, the foundation of this twist is our shoulders. My shoulders are completely flat on the ground. Soft, soft, soft. And then we'll bring the knees to the middle, and let's keep them crossed and just let them drop to the left a little bit. Really didn't do much. It's hard to stretch your hip flexors when your hips are always in flexion, like when you're sitting, right? Because we need a back bend. But we said no to back bends today, at least big ones. So our hip flexors are maybe saying, what? What'd you forget me for today? All right, so let's come back to the center. We'll uncross, straighten your pelvis, and let's do those two stretches, three stretches actually on the other side. So crossing the right leg over the left, picking the left foot up, right hand now and arm come through the other side, and we'll join around the left shin or under. Shoulders are soft, melting actually into the earth. We're breathing, we're enjoying, we're observing. And then let's release, but we'll keep the legs crossed. In fact, we'll cross them all the way over now. Arms slide to T. Notice where your shoulders are. They're flat on the floor at this point. Keep them there as we release the knees to the left. Head turn is your choice. You want to turn your head to the right? Turn your head to the right. Relax your hands, your jaw, the places where you hold tension. And then we'll bring the knees through the middle, still crossed, and dropping to the right side. Relaxing to the right side. And then back to the middle we come, uncross. Let's do a happy baby. Let's hold on to our feet. Let's do a little rock, massage the back again. If there's something you prefer to happy baby, I know some people like to do more of a V, feel free. Get into those inner thighs if you want. I'm going to stay here, happy baby, and just be happy. Back and forth. What else would you like to do? If there's something else that you need before relaxation, now is the moment. Find your way there. And if not, follow me to relaxation, constructive rest, or Shavasana. Here we come. Melt into the earth. Let your whole body relax. We're doing the layer by layer thing like we did at the beginning, melting and taking off a layer, almost like we're maybe a peeling the onion analogy works, maybe a taking off a jacket works for you. Take off the jacket and then take off the shirt and strip down to your underwear, whatever works for you. Take it off. Let it melt into the earth. The earth receives your tension, your stress, your worries, your regrets. And layer by layer, we let those things go so that we have nothing to cling to but the present moment. And that is where we find our rest, our relaxation, our escape from the stress of our lives, here in the moment, with a quiet breath flowing through your body. With a quiet breath flowing through your body. What more can you do to let go, to allow yourself to be fully present?
Now we deepen the breath, and we feel the deep breath moving through our body once again. We start to bring small movements back into our joints, so little joints, little fingers, little toes. Maybe you let your head turn. And then with very little effort, one knee bends and the other knee bends. And then let's roll to the right side. So into fetal position on the right side as we feel this place in our bodies. And we allow gratitude to float into our hearts. So even if we need a reminder, if someone reminds you to be grateful, no matter what the world is doing, no matter what is happening in your life, there's always room for gratitude, and gratitude changes everything. Let's feel grateful for this miraculous body that we have. The breath that joins us to each other and fills us with life. For the practice that we can manipulate so that when we need to really relax or cool down, we can. When we need to energize and heat up, we can. We can adjust different parts of our body, different energy centers in our body, different layers of our body. And most of the time, we don't even realize what's happening. Let's be grateful for that. And then when you're ready, pushing yourself all the way up, using your hands, less effort if you use your hands and not your abdominals for sure. And we come back here to where we started. Maybe feeling a little bit more energy flowing through our bodies, an easier breath, more presence. Let's bring our hands together in front of the heart and feel the quiet breath moving through your body. The breath is our key to relaxation. It's the key to the door to the present moment. To honor yourself for who you are, just as you are, just as you were intended to be. We honor each other in the same way. We honor all people and all the creatures of the earth. We honor this earth and feel gratitude for the many gifts that we enjoy in abundance every day. We feel our connection to each other, to all people, to all beings, and to all things on earth. Let's share our voices in the sound of our practice, in the sound of our breath, in the sound of our bodies, in the sound of the universe, in the sound of Om. Taking a deep breath together. May peace, joy, love, compassion, and gratitude fill your heart today and every day to overflowing. Namaste. And I thank you for this beautiful practice together. I had fun staying low and slow. Let's pick a card. I see my parents as tiny children who need love. I have compassion for my parents' childhoods. I now know that I chose them because they were perfect for what I had to learn. I forgive them and set them free. And I set myself free. All right. Thought for today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all. Have a magnificent day. Stay cool.
Thank you.